Hello students, welcome to the course on Basic Electronics Engineering and the course code is EC101. This is the course for BTech first semester, CSC, IT and FT students and second semester ECE students. Myself, Dr. Shurajit Bosak, who is the course coordinator of this course, is an assistant professor of EC department, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Kolkata, and this is my official email address. Today, we are going to start the lecture number 1 from the last module, that is the module number 6, cathode ray oscilloscope. And the topic for today's class are operating principle of CRO with block diagram, measurement of voltage, frequency and phase. And this topic, the lesson objective of this topic is to learn how to operate a cathode ray oscilloscope, and this topic is mapped with CO number 2. So let us start lecture number 1 from the 6th module, cathode ray oscilloscope. What is CRO or cathode ray oscilloscope? Cathode ray oscilloscope, or abbreviated as CRO, is a versatile electronic testing and measuring device which allows the amplitude of the signal to be displayed as a function of time. It is used for voltage, frequency and phase angle measurement, and also for studying the waveforms from DC or very low frequencies to very high frequencies. It is widely used for troubleshooting of radio and television receivers. This is the schematic diagram or block diagram of CRO. See, it consists of three main sections. One is horizontal and vertical voltage amplifier, power supply circuits, here high voltage or low voltage power supply, and the main part, that is the cathode ray tube, or it is called CRT tube. So first is the horizontal and vertical voltage amplifiers. These amplifiers are connected between the input terminals and the horizontal and vertical deflection plates. These amplifiers enhance the deflection sensitivity for weak input voltages. The signal amplitude can be adjusted through variable input attenuator or noticeable display on the skin and ease of measurement. The horizontal amplifier is fed from an internally generated time base, usually a sawtooth waveform generator. This voltage waveform, known as sweep voltage, sweeps the electron beam across the screen. The electrons are deflected with time in the horizontal direction for a certain time t. Then the beam returns to its starting point on the skin very quickly as sawtooth voltage falls rapidly to its initial value at the end of time period. A finite amount of time is elapsed before the sawtooth waveform is applied to the horizontal plates. Thus, the starting edge of the input signal can be observed if it is delayed by the same amount of time in the delay line. Next is the power supply circuit. Cathode ray tube requires few thousands volts for acceleration of electron beam and a low voltage for heater of the electron gun which emits electrons. The CRO has various control switches on the panel. The focusing of electron beam as well as intensity of the beam can be adjusted by the appropriate control knobs. Power supply circuits are also used to supply the required operating voltage for other circuits of CRO. Now the heart is the cathode ray tube. Cathode ray oscilloscope contains a cathode ray tube, which is the heart of the oscillator. It is a vacuum tube of specialized geometrical shape which converts an electrical signal into visual one. Inside the tube, a heated cathode emits electrons which are accelerated to high velocity and high energy and ultimately brought to a focus on a fluorescent skin. When the electron beam strikes the fluorescent material on the skin, a visible spot of light is produced. The electron beam in its path after being emitted from the cathode is deflected by the action of applied high voltage and electric field. So in this manner, a waveform of the electrical signal is displayed and it can be observed on the skin. Now different parts of CRT tube are shown in this block diagram. Glass envelope, and skin, that is the skin, phosphorus skin. Electron gun assembly, deflection plates, horizontal and vertical deflection plates. Now, glass envelope and skin, it is conical shaped, that is phosphorus skin. Highly evacuated glass enclosure. A conducting material, normally graphite, called aqueduct, is coated within the inner walls of the CRT between its neck and skin. The coating is electrically connected to the anode so that by accident, if electron beam impinging on the walls are returned to the anode, This also helps to prevent the walls from being charged to a high negative potential. Some of the fluorescent material coated on the skin emit different colors such as green with zinc, blue with calcium, white. These are the used in normal television receiver tubes. Then the most important part is the electron gun assembly. Electron gun is an arrangement of electrodes which produces a focused beam of electrons. It consists of an indirectly heated cathode, a control grid, a focusing anode, and an accelerating anode. The control grid is at a negative potential with respect to cathode, and the two anodes are maintained at high positive potential with respect to cathode. These two anodes platform or these two anodes actually perform the function of an electrostatic lens to converge the electron beam at a point on the skin. Then is the deflection plates. The electron beam comes under the influence of vertical and horizontal deflection plates after leaving electron gun assembly. As electron beam is negatively charged, the voltages on the vertical and horizontal plates deflect the beam in the vertical and horizontal directions respectively. If the upper vertical deflection plate is positive with respect to the lower plate, then electron beam is deflected upwards and strike the skin above the central location of the spot. If the polarity of the upper and lower plates is reserved, the electron beam will be deflected downwards and will strike the skin below the central point. The electron beam can be scanned up and down vertically by controlling the voltage on the vertical plates, thereby producing light spots on the phosphorus skin. When an AC signal is applied to the vertical plates, a continuous vertical line is displayed on the skin because during positive half cycle of AC voltage, the upper plate is positive while negative half cycle it is negative. The electron beam may be scanned horizontally from one end to another at a uniform rate by applying a sawtooth voltage which varies linearly with time across the horizontal deflection plates. Therefore, exact wave shape of the signal can be displayed on the skin by simultaneously applying signal voltage to the vertical deflection plates and sawtooth wave to the horizontal deflection plates. So this is the construction and mechanism of cathode ray tube. Next is the deflection sensitivity of CRT. Now deflection sensitivity of CRT is defined as the deflection of shift deflection or shift of spot of light on the skin per unit change in voltage across the deflection plates. It is measured in units millimeter per volt. So, deflection of spot is basically deflection sensitivity into applied voltage. So, this figure shows the trajectory of electron beam. Let us consider that the electrons enter vertical plane with velocity v due to the applied anode voltage Vd. This is the voltage and this is the anode voltage Vd, and this v is the velocity. The plates are separated by a distance, say d. Now let us consider that the shift of electron spot from the central location due to applied voltage is say y. Therefore, the deflection sensitivity, which is represented as SE, S suffix E, is the deflection on the skin per unit deflection voltage. That means it is represented as SE equal to Y by Vd. And after some mathematical calculations, we can evaluate it, and the ultimate result is L by 2 dVA d plus L by 2. Okay, so this is the mathematical representation for deflection of spot. Next is the magnetic deflection. The electron beam may also be deflected by magnetic field provided by short coil through which current is passed. Here, see, the beam is deflected upwards, and it is assumed that the magnetic field is uniform in the narrow region of the coil. The emerging beam experiences a force of magnitude, say EBV, in the magnetic field of magnetic induction B. So, after some mathematical calculation, the magnetic deflection sensitivity Sm is denoted as, say, D by B, which is basically L, capital L into small l, square root of, in the denominator, it is a square root of VA into E by twice M, square root of E by twice M. So, the sensitivity depends on the ratio E by M, and it is independent of, actually electrostatic deflection sensitivity is independent of anode voltage, but magnetic deflection, it is inversely proportional to the square root of anode voltage, and it also depends on E by M, ratio of E by M. Okay. What are the special type of oscillators are present? Normally or typically there are three types of special oscillators are present. They are called dual beam oscilloscope, dual trace oscilloscope, and digital storage oscilloscope. So dual beam oscilloscope is useful for concurrent observation of two signals simultaneously and compare them. Similarly, dual trace oscilloscope has a single electron beam gun, but its function is similar to that of dual beam oscilloscope. Now, our today's scenario, the most important is the digital storage oscilloscope, which is discussed in the next slide. So this is the block diagram of a digital storage oscilloscope. The input signal is converted from analog to digital form and stored in the memory. See here, a analog to digital converter is present. The advantage of DSO is that it would provide various informations about the signal, particularly about the input signal. The digital data are again converted to analog one to view the display on the screen of CRT. For no loss of information, the sampling rate should be at least twice the maximum frequency of the input signal. The main limitation of DSO is the digitizing capacity of the analog to digital converter. A time base in DSO is applied by using a quartz crystal block. So this is DSO. Next is the how can you measure a direct voltage using CRO, DC voltage measurement. If a signal is applied to the vertical deflection plates, a vertical line called sweep line appears on the screen. The displacement of the sweep when the Y input is at ground and DC position measure the voltage level. The division measuring the displacement on the graticulate or graticule multiplied by volt per division setting gives the amount of voltage. Now, how can you measure the current? To measure a current, it is passed through a known resistance to produce a voltage across it, which is then measured by CRO. Now, how can you frequency measurement? Measure the frequency. The signal for which frequency is to be measured is applied to the vertical input. The number of divisions occupied by one complete cycle of the waveform is measured. The number of divisions multiplied by the time base setting in seconds is equal to the time period of one cycle. The frequency of the waveform is inverse of the time period t, which is f equal to 1 by t. Now I am showing you an important pattern that is called Lissajous figures and phase. So how can you measure amplitude and frequency? Suppose if sinusoidal voltages are applied to both horizontal and vertical inputs of CRO, some resultant wave shapes formed due to superposition of the voltage wave shapes are observed on the screen. If the input voltages are sinusoidal pattern on the screen, it is known as Lissajous pattern. So two sine waves of same frequency produce Lissajous figures, which may be straight line, see, which may be ellipse, which may be circle. That depends on the phase and amplitude of the two signal, if the two frequencies are present. Now, I am showing here total 5 Lissajous pattern of different combinations of phase and amplitude. Suppose in the first figure, their phase is say 0 degree and both Vx is equal to Vy. Both amplitude is same. So see, it is like a straight line. Now, if they are in 45 degree and Vx not equal to Vy, then it is in the form of ellipse. And if they are in 90 degree, then it forms a circle. And obviously Vx not equal to Vy, then it forms a circle. If they are in 135 degree and see 45 degree, they are positive ellipse, but in 135 degree and Vx obviously not equal to Vy, then this is actually in negative ellipse. And if they are 180 degree phase shifted, then it is a negative straight line. Straight line with negative slope. So this is in that way, or Lissajous pattern, we can measure the frequency or different patterns, we can say, using different frequency and amplitude. Whether the frequency, amplitude and phase, whether the frequency are kept constant. Okay. So that's all about CRO. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am ending the session.